But it was so obvious. But was it? It blows my mind how often we make assumptions. Even I, someone who is aware of the fact that I want to ask questions rather than make assumptions, realize after asking questions just how much we make assumptions on autopilot. This happened to me just the other day, where I was talking to a friend about this guy that she met online, and she said something about them, like when we met. And my brain automatically went to when we met in person, because of the way she said it, where she said it in her story, and the context, therefore, around it. But I also realized that that didn't entirely make sense. I'm lucky that when things don't make sense, my brain recognizes it. So I asked her, when did you guys have an opportunity to meet in person, or did you, or what did you mean by when we met? And she was like, oh, no, we didn't meet in person. What she actually meant was the first time they met. It was just interjected into the middle of the conversation. So my brain thought she was talking about when they finally met in person, not when they first met. But these are the kinds of assumptions that our brain makes that are faulty due to all sorts of things, which is why it's so important to learn to ask questions. Now, I've gotten lucky that my job is asking questions. My whole job is asking questions to make sure that I have the correct context for everything, so that I can give the best help and healing that I can to my clients. So it's natural for me to recognize that I might not have the full story, that my brain might have made a faulty assumption. But other people, I realize every day more and more, don't do that. Don't recognize just how much we make assumptions based on little things where we think what the answer is obvious when we are so wrong. And then we use this in decision making, and that gets us into trouble. So the more we can start to recognize that there are many different options, many different paths, the more we can start to reel ourselves back in from just making these assumptions on autopilot and start asking more questions so that we can better understand. Because the more we can better understand ourselves, others, the world around us, the healthier and happier we will be. It's one of the things that's gotten us into so much trouble, is this mentality of, oh, I understand, I get what they mean. And then we either just brush it off, brush it aside, or people do this, just like in the video where I was talking about that meme about frogs and not making people gay. You know, there were so many people in that who were making assumptions about what people meant. And that's because we have our common vernacular that we think we have. We have this common way of speaking where we think that everybody who says one thing means the same thing. But we don't. We don't. Especially the more deep you get into speaking with different spiritual people, the less that's going to become the case, because especially the spiritual people I know, use their words for their actual original definition and face value rather than the new woke meaning. And the more and more we run into this, because language itself is so important. So the more and more we run into this changing of definitions of things, the more trouble we are going to get into. And I was considering making just a whole video on the importance of language. So let me know how you feel about that, if you'd like me to do that, because language is so important. And that's part of why we get into trouble, is because we're trying to change the definitions of things as well, simultaneously, while making assumptions. And that just totally messes us up. Because the meanings of words determines how we think. And so if we don't understand what someone says, because at any given time, 5 different people can have 5 different definitions of what a word means, all the more reason we need to start recognizing that it's time to ask questions rather than make assumptions. Thank you guys for joining me for another video. Do let me know if you would like me to do a video on the importance of language, because that sounds like fun. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. That includes my Patreon, where the awakening tier is going to be discontinued. So I will have the ascending, sanctuary, and enlightening tier. I might actually change the name of the ascending to awakening. We will see. But that is going to happen today. So I just thought I would warn people. So as of right now, the way it is labeled, the $23 a month tier, the $32 a month tier, and the $133 a month tier, those are going to stay. But the 1111 is going to be discontinued. So much good stuff over there. Journal exercises, guided meditations, my intuitive lifestyle course, and so much more. Definitely go check it out, because if you're enjoying my videos here, you will definitely enjoy what I have going on Patreon. And in general, the links I have in the description, that includes working with me one-on-one. You can either sign up for a free clarity call to ask any questions you have about working with me one-on-one, or you can just sign up for one of my session packages. That, as well as a link in the description. I also use my free clarity call for dōTERRA wellness calls. So if you would like to learn more about dōTERRA and get a dōTERRA wellness call, I would love to set you up with one of those. And all you have to do is sign up for that free clarity call down in the description and click the dōTERRA wellness call option. What else? My mailing list. I am going to be doing my Ritualize Your Life workshop for free on Zoom very soon, before it goes up onto Patreon. So if you'd like to get in on that free Zoom call, as well as many other free things that I do, like free meditations, definitely make sure you're signed up for my mailing list, and everything else down there in the description. Go check it out. I know you'll like it all. Maybe I shouldn't say no. That would be an assumption. I'm pretty sure anybody watching my videos will enjoy pretty much all of the links down in the description. And lastly, but of course always not least, may the energies you serve you well, and let's keep making our way through.